Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time in my corner of the internet. My name is Timpani. For those of you who don't know me, I upload travel, lifestyle, and beauty content here on YouTube. And for today's video, I figured we'd do a little chit chat, get ready with me. I'm getting ready to go absolutely nowhere because, you know, Corona's got us inside like little mole people right now, but it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do. But yeah, so I figured I'd just sit down, do some makeup, and just kind of give you guys a little life update. So let's go ahead and jump into the makeup. Alright, so I just went ahead and zoomed you guys in a little bit so you guys can see my eyes a little better when I start working with eyeshadow. For today's look, I'm going to be using the Morphe 18S Sunset Beats palette. I talked about this in a recent video where I did the swatches and a review on it. If you're interested in checking out that video, I'll go ahead and leave it linked above as well as linked in the description. To prime my eyelids, I'm going to be using the Morphe Concealer in the shade 3.25 and then a Morphe little mini buffer brush, and this is the M173. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this to my eyelids. Alright, so now that my eyes are primed, I'm gonna go ahead and start working with some shadows. So this is what that palette looks like. I'm gonna be taking this orange shade right here, and I'm just gonna blend that into my crease. So next I'm going to be taking this yellow shade right here with a Morphe 4133 and then just kind of blending right underneath that. I guess we should, you know, address the, you know, title of this video, because it is titled, you know, I lost my job, ... chit chat, get ready with me. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, on a Friday, our company sent out, or the company that I worked for, sent out an email saying like, hey, like talk to your managers. We're gonna be trying to like move remote or whatever. And so yeah, like I talked to my manager and we agreed, you know, we're just gonna work from home for the time being until, you know, this thing kind of passes. And then come that Monday, I get a call from our COO, and it pretty much him telling me that that day was my last day working for the company. So, you know, it was really shitty way to be let go, to be quite honest. But, you know, they pretty much closed down our entire Phoenix office. For those of you who don't know, I was a marketing assistant at a large-scale production company. So the entertainment business is being hit really hard right now, and we had a bunch of gigs dropping out left and right. So we figured that, you know, a lot of non-office staff were gonna be let go. I didn't think that my job was in jeopardy per se. But yeah, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong about that, unfortunately. So, yeah, like it does suck, but like I'm okay with it. When it first happened, everyone was calling me like, oh my god, how are you okay, blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm actually like, I'm chilling right now actually. I've got an awesome support system right now. I'm doing okay financially. You know, luckily we're in a time where a lot of companies are being forgiving as far as like, you know, your credit cards and car payments and rent and all that stuff. Companies are being a little bit more generous with time right now because they realize that, you know, millions of Americans have just lost their jobs, and, you know, there's not much that they could do about it. So, I'm doing okay with that. Plus, you know, it wasn't necessarily a company that I saw myself working for the next 20 years of my life, or you know, the next 10 years of my life even, because my ultimate goal is to, you know, be my own boss, because at the end of the day, you can't fire yourself. Is how I kind of feel about that one. You know, it sucks because I was with the company for like almost 3 years, and they were just like, peace out. So, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, I was very loyal to them. I had multiple people tell me like, oh, you should leave that company, you should go somewhere else, you could be making more money, yada yada. And I was like, no, like I really like my company, the people are great. You know, it's a family company, they really take care of their employees. And then it was like, you know, this happened and it was like, you know, I don't know, I feel like right now it gives you that perspective that, you know, you like, as an employee, typically you just really don't mean anything to like the higher ups or whatever. You're just, you know, a cog in the machine essentially. And it sucks because, you know, that's your livelihood and they just, you know, let go of so many people. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I think, you know, now's the time for me to really work on what I really want to be working on. Next, I'm gonna be taking this orangey shade right here. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm using a Morphe 433, and I'm just going to kind of pop that on my lid. Next, I'm going to deepen my outer corner using this brown shade here. Next, I'm going to take a pointed blender brush. This is the Morphe 412, and I'm just gonna go back in with that orange shade there. But yeah, so if you're wondering, like, you know, what's the plan, Stan? For me right now, the plan is to really focus, you know, on my brand and building, you know, my YouTube channel and my blog and my Instagram, and just, you know, taking time to build, you know, my own thing instead of, you know, working for somebody else's dream for the time being. A lot of people are working from home right now and they're realizing that they have, you know, more time to dedicate to the things that they maybe want to dedicate themselves to. So, you know, instead of spending an hour in traffic going to work, I now have time to, you know, walk my dogs in the morning and meditate and do my full skincare routine and actually eat breakfast and all those things. And then, you know, instead of spending an hour and a half in traffic coming back from work, you know, I get to work on YouTube videos and work on my blog and work on Instagram and, you know, just not have to be so stressed trying to get to somebody else's clock, you know. So I've been thinking about, you know, leaving my job for some time now, or not leaving my job, but, you know, how great it would be to be a full-time content creator. And I was like, I wish I had more time to dedicate to my content. And, you know, now I have ample time to dedicate to my content. And my mom kind of said, you know, this might be a blessing in disguise because, you know, you probably would have never left that company because, you know, I really did like the people and everything. And even though, like, I know I didn't want to be there 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, I would have out of loyalty to this company. And so, like she said, you know, it could have been a blessing in disguise. And I think, you know, sometimes, you know, God and the universe kind of conspire to show us some things. And so I'm not saying that Corona came around to, you know, make me a full-time content creator or anything like that. I'm just saying that, you know, I think this situation is going to open a lot of people's eyes to a lot of different things that are going on in this world, in this country specifically. And yeah, so I think ultimately there will be some good to come out of all of this, you know, this tragedy, because it is tragic that so many people are going through this sickness and that people have lost their loved ones. But I do think that in the end, we may be better off as a society and as, like, you know, humanity as a whole. And that's just kind of like my 2 cents on the situation at hand right now. So next, I'm just going to take my finger and I'm gonna dive into this gold shade right here and then just pat that all over my lid. And then I'm just gonna go back into that yellow shade and just kind of blend that right above that gold shade. Okay, all right, so that is it for eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna start working on my base. I'm going to go ahead and prime my face using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Love this stuff. Just makes the foundation go on so nice, honestly. But, oh, I didn't even tell you guys the best part of all of this. I've not only lost one job because of Corona, I've technically lost 2 jobs. So I was scheduled to start working for an airline come April 20th. I had done the background check, I did the drug screen, I did everything. So April 20th was going to be my start date. And I think like the week before I got let go from my current full-time job, I got an email from them saying that they were moving our training to October. So I was like, okay, awesome. And really, like, I got the second job because 1, my marketing job wasn't paying me enough, and 2, because I wanted those flight benefits, so that way I could create more travel content and, you know, get to see more things. And so first I got that email telling me that, you know, that job's being moved back to October, and I was like, okay, great, awesome. And then the following week I got let go from my other job, so I was like, awesome, thanks Rona. You know, people always say like, thanks mama. That's gonna be the new thing. Thanks Rona. So while I wait for that primer to kind of set in, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. I just combed them using this Morphe M115. Alright guys, so I went ahead and did my brows and liner off camera. For my brows, I used a Morphe M165. It is just an angled flat brush. I went in with the Anastasia Dip Brow in dark brown, and then a little bit of clear brow gel from Essence. For liner, I used a Morphe M443. It is just a little pencil brush, and I use the L'Oreal Infallible gel liner in the Black is Black. So now that we have liner and brows, we're gonna go ahead and start with my foundation. I'm gonna be using the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation. This is the shade DG3. And then I'm going in with a Morphe. I believe this is the 439. I'm not sure because my thing has rubbed off, which means I need a new one, but neither here nor there. So next, I'm going to be going back with that Morphe Concealer in the shade C3.25, just for my under eye area. Alright, I was trying to buff this out with this like little mini buffer, but we're gonna be here all day. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my foundation brush and blend this out. Alright, so next I'm going to set my under eye area, and I'm going to be using the Morphe Bacon Set Powder in the banana shade. If you guys are wondering, that's my dog back there. His name is Tiger. Next, I'm going to bronze my face with the Morphe Bronzer in the shade Showmance. And I'm using a Morphe M530 to apply that to my face. So while I bronze, you know, I would love to know like how you guys are doing, like how, you know, this whole situation is, you know, playing out for you guys. Have you lost your job? Has someone you love lost their job? You know, what's going on with you? For blush and highlight, I'm going to be using the Glowing in Grease palette from BH Cosmetics. I talked about this in that spring haul video I did. Some really pretty shades. And I'll be using the Morphe M405, and I'm going to go in with the shade Mykonos. And then for highlight, I'm going to use Olympia. So that shade over there, and this is a Morphe M510. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and set my face using the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. Alright guys, so I set my face and then realized that I had nothing on my under eye. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into this palette using a Morphe smudger brush. This is the M213, and then I'm just going to go back into that orange shade and just apply that to my lower lash line. And then using that same brush, I'm actually going to go back into the gold shade and put that in my inner corner. Alright, so next I'm gonna go ahead and go in with some mascara. I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. This is my favorite mascara of all time. Alright guys, and just to finish off the look, I'm just going to be using a simple gloss. This is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow.
So here's the final look.
Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and also make sure to click that subscribe button for more content from me. You can either click the big red button that's next to the thumbs up, or click this little picture here. This little picture of me is another way to subscribe to this channel. And you know, while you're here, watch another video of mine. I'll leave one linked here. And yeah, until next time, bye guys.